Good morning. Welcome to my garden, Lilac Hill. It is a brisk but lovely late fall morning in the garden, and today I want to share the area that I made with the driftwood that I brought up from Powell Lake. We have not even had a kill frost yet. Things are still quite green, and we will be getting our frost anytime now. We are not frost free. We are zone 8, and we do have a full winter season that we do get quite cold more in February and March. But right now I'm just taking advantage of it not freezing and to do some edging, and I've got some area that I'm kind of cleaning up, and nothing that really involves plants, just things that are jobs to do. The front area, the grass needs to be edged and the rocks repositioned, so I'm working on that. And along the driveway as well, I'll be doing that. All right, so I want to share the pieces from Powell Lake, the driftwood, and how I use them. I was really going for a stumpery effect back here, kind of playing on what I already have, which is an old stump and some beautiful boulders covered in moss. This is the first piece that I got from the lake. I don't mind if we take the floating logs that wash up on shore, because the city comes and cleans the beach anyways. Oh, the sun's just coming out. That's nice. So this area now can be expanded a little bit. I'll put some soil behind the curved driftwood. I was really looking for a curved piece, and I think it's just gonna make a nice statement in the garden. The log behind is deteriorating and breaking down like logs do over time. It's a habitat in there for all kinds of bugs. And under these leaves, I noticed that the snowdrops are coming up. So the season is continuing. I also have the winter box, the Saracococa box. Saracococa, that's a really hard word. Anyhow, winter box. I've got 4 beautiful winter box plants by the glasshouse that bloom in February, late January, February, with the most sensational scent. I highly recommend that plant. It stays evergreen too. It's one of my favorite garden plants, is the winter box. And my grandmother's azalea is in bloom. I always say in bloom, but you know what I mean, in bud to bloom. Sun is shining through right now. That's really pretty. And this is a Rose Dawn Viburnum. Two has bud. So things are in bud for late winter, early spring. The hollies stay evergreen. The laurel stays evergreen. So really all year round, I'm pretty green in Powell River. Even the periwinkle coming out of this pot stays green. This is a hose pot. I don't use my hoses much anymore because I use the rainwater for the plants. I find things are way healthier with rainwater. So the hoses are used for emergency use only. Oh, my log boom thing fell over, my driftwood. I'll have to, that's an old one. Probably a dog came through here, which is normal. I've always got things coming and going through the garden. So here is one of the first pieces I found too, and it is the start of what I'm calling the stumpery. Oh, and this lovely piece of cedar was floating. I love that color. It's so pretty. So I think this turned out good. It's just a series of logs with interesting features laid in the ground. And I also put some of the foxgloves in here so that they've got a place to grow, and hopefully they'll seed all through here. There are a lot of plants in this bed. It doesn't look like much right now, but in in the spring when things come up and the leaves break down, I'll share this area again. That's nice to see. The azalea. This azalea goes back to 1963 approximately. It was a Mother's Day gift from my father to his mom. And I have brought this plant with me from many gardens. It's just so nice to see the sun shining on it. So in the 3 gardens that I've had, this is my 3rd garden, the plant has come with me. So it's like a member of the family. Okay, let's look at it from this side. Lots of people going down to Powell Lake on a nice day like today. People go down there for enjoy the hiking that's all around the lake. Very busy recreational area that I live in. Okay, so here it is from this side. I'm going to zoom in on that one log. The log came from when we dug up the ground and laid the ground for Terry's workshop. We had an old growth stump in there, really big, and that's one of the pieces. This is Pretty Lady Rose, and it's going to do a lot better in the ground than in the pot. I can see it's got lots of nice new tips on it, so it's definitely taken. And this is Rosary de la Haye. It too has taken. So I think this is just going to be a good habitat area. I will not go in there. I don't need to garden in there. I can access it from the front if I need to do something. And it's just got a little pyrocanthus for an anchor shrub. Beautiful little red berries. And then there's the holly. And it too has lots of red berries. I think that's pretty successful. Okay, I want to show or share the wreaths that were made about the same time when the storm hit. Brought down a lot of branches, and I made 3 wreaths. One is on the door to go out to my covered area front veranda, so I'll just put a picture of that one in. This turned out really good. It's got holly, then it's got a bough with the cones. And then I left this area here blank just to show the beautiful frame. And I think this has just turned out really good. Not bad at all. All right, let's go look at the other one that's on the door of the little glass house. We're passing by the peony bed, and I leave the foliage, or the stems, this tall. And then in the spring, they will just break away when they're ready. And I like to expose the ground. A lot of people say to cover the ground for winter, but I have a lot of nasty buttercup that will come up in here. So I like to get in here and keep this well weeded. There's the garden with the sun shining. What a beautiful morning. And here is the other wreath. This one has a light woven through it. Looks good at night. It's a little bit funny looking in the daylight, but at night it's actually really quite flashy. Quite pretty, especially when I make the lights sort of change color. And this one is holly and cedar primarily. And I do have a variegated holly down in the wild area, because we are up on a hill and then we drop really severely and then we level off for a short period of time. And that's where I'm going to be doing all my wildflowers down there. That's land that we just got recently through a land survey to realize we actually had another 8 feet that we didn't know about, and the neighbor didn't know about it either. So it was kind of a win for us. And then that's when the chickens got moved, and then I got my new chicken run garden. Okay, I want to share over here some bulbs I bought on discount because we can never have enough bulbs. I got some more tulips to put in. Got Silver Cloud, Bell Song. There's some of the snowdrops that can go in. And I got one called Yellow Pomponette. And then this honey garlic bulbs, I'm going to be putting them in the bed where underneath it by the hazelnut tree, just for a different area. I want to spread these bulbs around. Cannot have enough of this. This is one of the best bulbs I've ever seen for bees. When it blooms, the bees are all over this. So I totally recommend it. And these are for just because they're absolutely beautiful and they were discounted. So I'll have to get those in. And boy, they're sure healthy. Big tulip bulbs. And this canister or container I got discounted. And this is where I keep all the cards so things get planted. So it's going to be a really nice display next year. And there's seeds in here. And I keep this in the house out of the damp. I just brought it out today because I thought I wanted some color and make it look pretty on the old potting bench. And then Terry surprised me with a hellebore. I do not have a white hellebore. This one is called Jasper. And I'm going to put it into a bigger pot today and it'll stay outside now. But I think the color is really going to be beautiful somewhere around the glass house because the apple blossoming paint is actually really quite a very, very, very light green. And I think this is just going to play up on the paint of the glass house quite nicely. So I'll put it in a pot and then I'll have it so I can see it from the kitchen window. The entire garden is designed around the kitchen window. That is the kitchen window. That's where I stand and look out over the garden, and it's the focal point for everything that I have done. There's been nobody that helps me other than Terry. This garden has just evolved according to what the plants like. And there's no soil. Naturally, we have to bring in all soil and create soil. So that's why my new composting area is really exciting. And I'm really looking forward to 2025. I think it's going to be a fun year. We sure had good weather this year. 2024, I would say, was probably the best year that I've ever had in a garden. And I've had a garden since 1998. I think I said already, this is my third garden. Right, the reason I'm coming into the hosting enclosure is because there is some, it just dropped the screw that holds the bolt. There is some interesting things happening in here. And it looks like there's not much happening in here, but there is. Back here, I have a camellia, Taylor's Perfection, that has just got lots of buds. There's 6 buds on here. This plant used to be over in the rhododendron corner, and it really got sunburnt because that area is full sun, and it did not like being in that corner. And I moved it in here, gave it lots of more acidic soil amending with pine cone breaking down of the branches and the pine cones, and just really tried to make it a nice habitat, or not habitat, but growing conditions for camellia. And it is a little bit protected under the eave of the beautiful blue potting shed that Terry built a few years ago. Hydrangea's finishing, but lots of new buds for spring already. This is one of the what am I trying to say? Oh, it's one from a grocery store. It was in the dollar bin in the dollar area of the grocery store. So I thought, okay, I'm taking that home. But under here is the solar flare hellebore, just coming out of the ground. I think that's awesome. See that coming back. And I keep a few leaves over it. A little blanket. yeah, so I leave the leaves. Oh, look at the mushrooms. That's all full of mushrooms in here. I like mushrooms. I think they're interesting. This rhododendron is called Nancy Evans. I'm not sure I'm going to leave it in here. It's got bud, but this is his 3rd year, and I think it should be doing better. I have a feeling it's not sunny enough for in here for this plant. This might be a move. I haven't decided yet. I'm going to wait and see what it does in spring. If it doesn't give me flowers in spring, then I know it needs to be moved. Okay, I think I've covered what I wanted to share for the late fall garden. Got lots to do today. I've got to get those bulbs in pots and then protected underneath the sun deck, which is where I put them. And then the hellebore, I'm going to try to find a pot that it can stay outside in so I can find it a home actually in the garden. So it's just a great day. I'm excited to get going on my plans for today, and I will stop once the ground freezes, and then I go into more where I get organized and I plan for the season. So I really am involved in the garden 12 months of the year. And when it's snowing outside, because it will snow, I do puzzles, and I will do puzzles of gardens in the winter. So that's how I spend my time in winter when I can't be outside, is I garden by doing garden themed puzzles. All right, thank you for watching.